Okay. I want to welcome everyone to the joint veterans endorsements for Veterans of Politics International, Nevada Democratic Veterans and Military Families Caucus, Nevada Veterans Association, and Armed Forces Chamber PAC. At this time, I would like to turn it over to our gracious moderator that will take over.
Thank you, everyone, for being here today, and thank you for coming to this panel interview. My name is Chelsea Fisher, and I currently serve on Nye County School Board. I'm trustee District 5. I welcome everyone to the joint veterans endorsements for Veterans in Politics International, Nevada. I'm sorry, Mr. Jonas already read that. I would like to thank our sponsors, DB's Cajun Kitchen, Stephanie Phillips, U.S. Senate candidate, Ava Bravo, Las Vegas Justice of the Peace, Department 2 candidate, Heather Calgary Fleming, Esquire, Levi Schultz, U.S. Congress District 4 candidate, Christian Bishop, Nevada State Senate District candidate. All interviews for the Nevada State Assembly Districts 13 through 42 will start precisely at the times given to the candidates and will be confirmed by them.
They are late. It is an automatic disqualification for endorsement. So I want to thank you very much for being on time. Even though sometimes we're not, but yeah. Hey, you're going to write laws that will dictate how the state is run, so we expect you to be on time.
I'm sorry. I had the wrong page up here. That was my problem, so I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
So right now I'm going to explain the interview process. The panel members will introduce themselves by giving their name, position, and the organization they represent. Then each candidate will be given 45 seconds to introduce themselves, which you are our only candidate. Please include why you are running and why you are seeking our endorsements. Please remember this is an interview, not a debate, so when asked a question from a panel member, you will please direct your answer towards the panel members only. When a panel member asks you a question, you have 45 seconds to answer. With 15 seconds left, you will see the yellow card, and when your time is up, you will get the red card. In the end, candidates will be given 45 seconds for a closing statement.
Okay, so now, first off, I want to introduce myself. Jim Jonas. I am the director of Veterans in Politics International, and now we'll turn it over to the rest. Barbara?
Hi, my name is Barbara Lucian. I'm with Veterans in Politics International.
Hello, my name is Rocco Lacey. I'm senior officer with the Armed Forces Chamber of Commerce.
Hello, I'm Len Connell. I'm president, CEO, and founder of RLC Veterans Assistance in Henderson. I believe you're our state assembly person, 27, okay. 29, yep, that's us, okay. We're on Wells and Boulder Highway, so yep, you're ours, okay. And also managing director of Veterans Assistance Angels, which is our 501c3 nonprofit. We've helped over 3,000 disabled United States veterans obtain their service, disability, financial awards. In our 5 years of existence, we had 550 that we got awards last year. We also, half of all state-certified Nevada veterans work for us.
Good afternoon and welcome. Mikey Kelly, Chair of Nevada Democratic Veterans and Military Families Caucus. Thank you for coming out.
Okay, so now at this time, please, with 45 seconds, introduce yourself and exactly why you're running, why you're seeking our endorsement.
My name is Yadusha Williams. I'm running for Assembly District 29, and the reason why I'm running is because I'm a native of Nevada, so I've seen a lot in my time on this earth, and I'm not a fan of what's been happening to the people that's had a voice in my entire life. I'm running because children are being used, and the elderly don't have a voice anymore, and the veterans do not have a voice anymore. And I'm a notary, and I'm in their house every single day, and they're complaining, and they do not have a voice. So they asked me to be that voice, so here I am. I'm looking for your endorsement because I know a lot of veterans, and I work with a lot of veterans. My uncle was a veteran. So veterans, children, and elderly are very important to me, and it upsets me that people take advantage of them. Thank you.
Well, other panel members, if you want to start with the first question, if not, I will. All right, so my first question is this. One of the things that really truly frustrates me, and I think it frustrates a lot of voters, is that every election cycle, it's the same thing. Well, we need to do better with education. Well, the Nevada legislature writes the laws that dictate exactly how the Clark County School Board acts. What are you going to do to actually fix the problem, and instead of just saying, well, I'm for education. Everybody's for education, but what are you going to do to write law that actually fixes this?
That is a very good question. I am one of those voters that is sick and tired of hearing people say what they're upset about, but they're actually not doing anything about it. And sometimes when they do something, it actually makes it worse. So I want to make sure that the school district is doing better by implementing stricter rules inside the school district. They have taken away deans out of the schools. They have taken court continuation out of the schools. We need to start holding parents accountable. We need to start holding these children accountable with their parents. And if we have a bill that states that parents will be punished just as harshly as their children when their children are misbehaving, the schools will be better so we can have better class organization.
Hi, good afternoon. Barbara with Veterans in Politics. If elected, what are your takes on how do you feel about experimental technology in the schools and basically education technology and getting kids a little bit more engaged in schools on that level?
As far as getting kids more engaged, we need to have more hands-on activities like we used to. There needs to be workshop again. There needs to be home ec again. Educating kids on what they can do with their hands instead of putting them in front of a computer and hoping for the best is our best solution. I learned how to sew in school. I learned how to put in spark plugs in school. And kids do not know how to open the front door anymore. They just look at you. Kids aren't learning in school anymore. The school that my kids are in, they tried to put my daughter in Disney 101. There's no education in that. And it's very frustrating. So we need to make changes to where kids are more hands-on instead of putting them in front of tablets and laptops all day long.
Okay, Yadusha, right? Yadusha. Okay, yeah, I see that. Okay, that's better now. All right, Rocco Lacey, Armed Forces Chamber of Commerce. If elected, what would be the number one issue with the state of Nevada that you would be passionate about addressing?
The number one thing I would say is changing the bill that they passed to where if somebody robs a store, they don't get punished until after $1,200. That is mind-boggling to me. So we can literally be robbed up to $1,200 and all they're going to do is get a ticket or a misdemeanor. We need more severe laws. We need the police to police, and they took that away from them. And people are scared. People are scared to walk out of their house. So we need to move that law to from $1,200 to $250 because people need to be scared of us, not the other way around.
Thank you for that. You taught me something I didn't even know. Everybody hand me your wallet. Thank you. Wow. Didn't know that one.
Are we ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, my future Assemblywoman, District 29, okay? By the way, I need your notary services, okay? We notarize so much stuff we can't even see straight, and if you're local, let's talk, okay?
I have 100 notaries waiting.
I love it. I love it. Send at least half of them. We're good. Okay. So anyway, a big issue about the veterans that's at all levels of government is a choice between two absolute policies, and I'm going to tell you what they are. Number one, no veteran should ever be charged any money whatsoever for any assistance whatsoever in he or she obtaining his or her service disabled veteran disability award benefits. Only the VA should be allowed to work with the veterans on this under this legislation, or a veteran service organization, which is a nonprofit organization like VFW, DAV, American Legion, and there's around a dozen others. Now, the advantage of that is that according to the VA, it would keep the system honest. It would not allow veterans to be taken advantage of financially by other people. The disadvantage is 5 out of 6 veterans in Nevada receive no benefits at all because there's simply no one there to help them because they can't scale up as a nonprofit or as a civil service, okay? The second legislation that's there would open it up for any private industry to become a VA advocate as a private practitioner and charge whatever the market would bear to those veterans for the same kind of assistance. Now, the advantage would be the veteran would have his or her own voice to be able to plead their case with experts they need, okay? That charge a lot of money, by the way, okay? They would have the ability to get the assistance they need by talented professionals, best in the business. The disadvantage is it might open it up to a lot of dishonest, chicanery kind of people that might be willing to see this as a way to feather their pockets and maybe not do the job correctly. So right now in Congress, and I know you're not in Congress, I know you're in the legislature here, but yes, yeah, it's coming up, sir, okay? But I'm just lining it up, okay? So if you had a choice between never charge them at all or allow them to be charged, which one would you advocate?
I don't believe in charging veterans after all the service they provided to protect this country. That is a huge problem in the industry, is that people are willing to charge someone after they've risked their life to protect you. So as far as my uncle was one of those people that actually got taken advantage of from one of those companies. He lost his benefits. He died with nothing. And it was heartbreaking. I could not bury my uncle. My father-in-law, he's a veteran. He does not have benefits. And he's still working because it's hard. And it takes way too long for veterans to get their benefits. There should be no one on this planet that benefits off the back of the people that has protected and served our country and risked their lives.
Thank you for that. Just 1 second. I just want to say this, and I do apologize. But one thing that I didn't explain, and I know I bloviate a lot too, but panel members, remember that the candidate came here to be asked a question, not a 50-minute speech. So whoever else wants to ask a question, go ahead.
Thank you. Mikey Kelly, Chair in the Nevada Democratic Veterans and Military Families Caucus. It's kind of a follow-up on that. So the state has a state agency called the Nevada Department of Veterans Services. It's an agency that's responsible for overseeing the 2 homes, one in Sparks, one in Boulder City. They oversee the cemeteries. They also provide accredited veteran service officers who file claims for residents and generate millions of dollars in revenue every year. They are woefully in many ways, they're woefully disorganized, woefully underfunded. What will you do to make sure that NDVS is able to do its job? Because as you are correct, veterans, in my civilian job, I work with homeless. And some of them are veterans. Not as many homeless veterans as people think. That's a myth. I'm going to tell you, the one thing I do see is there's no outreach. Outreach is atrocious. So it requires veterans just being who may work with them or be around them that actually can point them in the right direction. What can you do to improve the Nevada Department of Veteran Services? And honestly, and let's be honest, if you don't know what they do or how they function, just say it straight up. That would not surprise me at all, because their outreach is not that great.
Well, that is true. Their outreach is part of my French trash, and it's unfortunate because, like I said, these people have gave their life for us to walk freely, and I'm not fully familiar with it, but I do want to make sure that it is utilized in the proper way and making sure that veterans get the full benefits of what's owed to them. I make sure that my children are aware, so when their generation comes, that they also protect veterans, the elderly, the people that are unheard of and have a voice, but people do not listen. Every year, me and my children go to those graveyards and put flags out there because they still have a voice. They still have families. So we need people that's going to speak up for those veterans and fix those services that aren't being utilized properly.
Yadusha, one last question I have for you. I'm a Marine Corps veteran, and I belong to several organizations. However, I'm recently retired after 34 years as a Teamster in this state. I'm volunteering every day from 8 a.m. to noon at 4 senior citizen communities. And I heard you mention a couple of times about seniors. In your opinion, what do you think is the most pressing issues going on with our seniors, and what would be your resolve to, do something about that?
Their Social Security and their health benefits are not being used for them. They're taking their benefits and pocketing them, and we need to give them what's owed to them. I see way too many homeless elderly, but they lived a lavish life. They lived a happy life when they were more healthier. But now that it's time for them to retire and they were waiting for their benefits, they're not there anymore. Their medication is overpriced. That's a problem for me. My dad is almost 80 years old and he pays $400 a month for his meds. That shouldn't happen.
Right, so I have one last question. Speaking on, and thank you very much for bringing up an issue that is near and dear to me when it comes to the state budget. So the general fund. Everything seems to go into the general fund except for 3 specific agencies here in the state of Nevada. What would you do when elected to actually hold the general fund accountable? In other words, revamp it and break it up to where we as taxpayers can go online and go, why is this marijuana money or whatever money not going into education like it's supposed to, or why is it not going here? How would you hold that more accountable and make it more open to the public?
Okay, hi.
Yeah, it's a loaded question. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so I remember when they had us vote for that marijuana to go, the money to go to the school districts, and then come to find out it just balanced it out, and they took the money, and do you know where it went? Because I don't. And that's the problem. We need to know where these funds are going. We shouldn't have to go from this person to this person, email after email. There should be a time frame where our questions are getting answered to make sure we are protecting the city. The children need these funds, and it takes them years to respond. There should be a bill that states you have a certain amount of time to make sure that these questions are answered so the public can know, or you're going to give us our money back, because we can't keep doing this.
All right, well, thank you. I hope you propose that BDR and actually can get it through a committee Because you'll be my favorite assemblywoman ever if you can accomplish that. But thank you very much for your
Yes,
answer.
no problem. And everything that I've talked about today, I've already start writing bills on. So this is not something that is, it's not talking fluff. I know a lot of people come in here and they say that they support veterans, but they support veterans, they support police, they support the fire department behind the scenes, but nobody's actually standing up there, boots on the ground, working with you guys. And that's why I'm running, because it pisses me off. People need help. And I'm not letting my kids walk around thinking that veterans didn't do what they had to do to protect your life. My kids know. They door knock with me every time I'm out, and they love it because I tell them, this is somebody that saved you, protected you. And people need to do that more.
All right. Well, thank you very much. I think if you want to just do the closing. Unless anybody else has any more questions.
The closing is 45 seconds.
Yeah.
So for the closing, you will get 45 seconds to explain anything else that you think that they might want to know about you, as well as your contact info.
So my website is Williams, FORE, for Nevada, NV.com. I also have Instagram, X, and Facebook. That's Yadusha for Nevada. And I have YouTube, Rumble, and podcast. In that podcast, I talk to candidates to keep people informed because, like I said, the community do not know what's going on. So I reach out to candidates, they reach out to me, and I interview them and ask them whatever questions the voters email me to ask them. I want to make sure our community changes by making sure that the community know every single candidate and why they should vote for them. Thank you.
I was asked on behalf of our president, can you please describe where Assembly District 29 is?
Absolutely. So that is from Black Mountain to Henderson Hospital. And it's kind of cricket because it goes from like Water Street and Pacific all the way to like Stephanie and Sunset. It's one of the fourth largest districts in the valley.
Yeah, I know gerrymandering is a little odd, but thank you for explaining that. And I want to thank you very much for coming in. I really appreciate it. Sorry, sometimes I forget that it's an endorsement interview and not the radio show. So,
Perfectly fine. I'm glad to be here.
all right, thank you.
Thank you again for coming today. And we want to take this time again to thank our sponsors, DB's Cajun Kitchen, Stephanie Phillips, U.S. Senate candidate, Ava Bravo, Las Vegas Justice of the Peace, Department 2 candidate, Heather Calgary, Fleming, Esquire, Levi Schultz, U.S. Congress District 4 candidate, Christian Bishop, Nevada State Senate District candidate. That concludes our interview. Thank you.